If I was to head up to Edinburgh Zoo just now, persuade the keepers to let me into the monkey enclosure, and then, soon as I get inside, I start screaming, waving my arms in the air, and charge at the monkeys. And if I took this camera with me so I could live stream the moment and you could watch it, you would see that three things will happen. First, some of the monkeys that I'm charging at would run away from me, run for their lives without even looking to see what I was or who I was or what I was doing. Some of the monkeys would go completely rigid, stark still, with eyes wide but unable to move. However, some of the monkeys would instantly charge straight for me, screaming and waving their arms in the air as they galloped across the enclosure towards me. They would likely be jumping on me, utterly batter me, drag me around the enclosure like a rag doll before probably ripping my limbs off. So, there's two morals to this story. One, don't ever go near a zoo and try to see if what I've just told is accurate. You can just trust me on this. But the second point I want to make about this imaginary scene is that we react to feeling threatened in exactly the same way that they do. Put a human being in a challenging, threatening or pressurised situation and we trigger that same automatic survival reaction that you see in all mammals. It's nicknamed the fight, flight, freeze reaction because we will either become aggressive and want to attack back against the threat, fight, or we'll take off and escape from the situation, flight, or we'll become confused, overwhelmed, and unable to think or make a decision, just freeze. It all comes straight from that deeper, older brain we talked about in the last video. It's hardwired into us. With the slightest whiff of trouble or threat, new brain goes offline and old brain kicks in. This reaction saves life. If you're crossing a road and someone comes flying round the corner, old brain will notice that even before you do, and it will instantly power you to leap, run, or stop dead in your tracks before that car can hit you, increasing your chances of surviving. This ancient survival reaction is the only reason that you and I are able to watch this video. If our ancestors hadn't been equipped with fight, flight, freeze, then we would have been eaten and wiped out as a species long, long before you and I were born. It's worth remembering that we are probably all descended from the ancient ancestors who were most wired for instant fight, flight, freeze. None of us are descended from the ancestors who were a bit gentle, quite relaxed, and spending time admiring the scenery because they were all devoured by lions, tigers, and bears. No, we're descended from the ancestors who were most paranoid, most obsessive, and constantly expecting the worst. That was why they survived long enough to breed and pass on to the next generation. In other words, our species is, at our core, a survivalist species. We're designed to do whatever it takes to survive. And that trait inside us all is, as you'll see in the next video, both a strength and a curse.